More story about the ESA.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about
It's a good one, hopefully. I hope.
Yeah, Brad. Better be good.
We talked about the absurd leak of personal data of press members and other people registered for media badges last week.
Yeah.
They leaked the entire press list from E3 2019 onto the internet through sheer professional malpractice.
They didn't leak it. They just put it up for download. I mean, it's hardly even call it a leak. It's just straight there.
I think I'd have to double check. I want to say they used the word vulnerability in there.
Yeah,
Like
that's not.
the vulnerability is that you left your front door standing
We
wide
got
open.
hacked by a link.
I got broken into. I mean, yeah, I was not in my house and the door was wide open, but
I'm trying to remember. I think it had come to light by the time we recorded last week that the 2004 and 2006 lists had also gotten out. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, it had just been breaking. I think.
So and those are old lists. I mean, it's not great, but at least
Which list?
2004 and 6.
God damn it.
Jokes
Both
on them.
those.
Nobody around here can afford to live in the same space for more than 2 years at a time.
So yeah, hopefully at least in those cases, a lot of that information is out of date now.
But they have email addresses too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the more kind of crazy thing because those lists are very valuable. Like you definitely sell it to.
That's why they.
Yeah.
My
why they do
understanding is that's
E3.
exactly why these are collated in the list in the first place.
Yeah.
Is because they distribute them to people who pay for them.
pay a lot of money probably, which is the ultimate like.
Well, they give the media list to exhibitors at E3
Yeah, that's
for
what I'm
free
saying,
because
yeah.
they're trying to put them.
It's
in
like
touch
PAX. If I've signed up for PAX for
Yes,
the media
I-
badge before, and you get a lot of email.
Made a point to never sign up at PAX for media for that exact reason.
Never again.
Anyway, it has since come to light. Game Daily has been in touch with two different people who have both confirmed that the 2018 media list at E3 has been widely available
Sure.
since at least August of last year.
Oh,
Sure.
So that's
Why
like
not?
it's like a year.
2 months after last year's show is when it was first discovered, and they have been provided evidence that the ESA was alerted to the existence of that file
I'm sure.
at the time,
Yeah.
and yet confirmed that as of like 2 months ago it was still there.
And yet confirmed that, like, we're not even going to, A, we're not going to remove it. B, we're not going to make sure it doesn't happen again for 2019.
Right.
See, they didn't even respond to the guy who,
Yes,
the guy or lady
yes.
who sent
Yes.
them the email.
One
and it
of
was
one
just
of the people provided evidence that they had emailed
Yeah.
the ESA about this exact thing about a year ago. Got no response, and the file remained available until very recently.
Super cool.
It's gone now, and it doesn't seem like that one got out
As wide.
very widely, if at all.
I mean,
But like, holy shit, man!
That is, it might be a little bit of doom talk, but it might be the end of E3
Like
too. Like
the Game Daily story points out that they sent an email to 2019 attendees that were affected to let them know last week, which included the line, "For more than 20 years, this has never been an issue."
Fuck off.
Like, holy shit!
Fuck off saying that after you are alerted that it is literally an issue.
Like, wow, man.
Yeah, I've seen people theorizing that the GDPR alone is going to just blow them out of the water.
and that alone, like let alone like next year, if you're like, I mean, we get paid, we're very likely to be paid to fly down there for the week. But if you're like if you're a
if
smaller,
you're a YouTuber,
yeah,
if you run a blog, like
But regardless of your circumstances, like, who's going to want to give them personal information
exactly.
ever again?
Exactly.
Like, ever.
even if I'm using like a Google Voice number and the fake email, that's still like and a work address. You still have like my employment information because there was stuff like your title and all this other shit that isn't like damning info to have, but it's stuff you want to keep private.
It's but either the big concern for a lot of people is physical security, but then also there's a shitload of information that could be used to like hack your credit cards and shit. So it's not super awesome to have all this out there.
Like, I know people who had their stuff leaked as part of this who have gotten stuff in the mail already.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you ever going to be able to trust that they have actually solved these problems? Like, they can say whatever they want, but
It's a boondoggle in a can. It's one of the worst. I mean, as somebody who's been in the industry a long time, it's one of the worst stories I've ever heard coming out of like
privacy.
I mean, because it affects us directly. I mean, I've got my Capital One thing was probably gone, and Equifax was definitely in there too. So, but this feels more personal.
I mean, like, this is like the industry.
Yeah.
representative body. Like
Yeah.
this is the thing that all of the big companies are affiliated with, the thing that runs the big trade show. Like this is as central an authority as it gets, you know? Like for them to do this repeatedly, just pathetic.
The consequences are far from known at this point, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a while. But definitely, I think next year is going to be a very
Yeah.
very interesting E3.
Like, you know, well, we'll see. Yeah, like you said, it'll be a while, but definitely
Let's have our own
a
E3.
lot of people talking about legal action and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
who
Let's
knows?
just do E4.
With E40. He's in the Bay.
Yeah.
Let's get E40 in.
E40 con.
Oh, we did. I think 2 or 3 events. We did one decent one here at Giant Bomb. We had people into the office. I remember that was really fun. But the big ones we did for GameSpot were well run and well executed, but
boy.
they were just like, man, I don't know if
a lot of
we
work.
need.
We checked out game, all right.
Yeah, I need
Good
to
God, man.
take a week off after that one.
That was still that was the big thing, the games and music experience at Moscone that we did.
God,
Like,
people walking in with like box cutters to
Was
steal shit.
it the weekend that the 360 came out, or like the week after?
It was definitely that. I think that was the one on the Embarcadero because they had the
No, I'm
360
pretty sure
dev
that was
kits.
game.
Okay, well I know we had 360 dev kits for the one on the Embarcadero because that was before 360 came out.
Basically, we ran a big thing that was supposed to have a bunch of 360 kiosks at it for people who attended to play.
we couldn't find a 360.
Like the week the console came out,
No.
they couldn't come close to getting their hands on enough.
Yeah.
So they basically were buying out everybody at GameSpot who
And
had
they were-
pre-ordered their
yeah.
own personal console.
Yeah, they were asking people to like
They were
loan them and everything like that.
Or I think they were just like, weren't they
They might have been
offering?
buying
They
them,
were
yeah.
offering like some.
You were not
50
guaranteed to get that thing back because
Well,
there
no,
were people.
I think that's why they said they were just paying for them. I think they were just like, hey, we'll give you $50 or $100 on top of what you paid for this if we can have your console
They
that you pre-ordered at launch.
just remember security wasn't tight. They had one dude try to walk off of the gaming PC that was like $2,000, and somebody found him because it was like glowing in his big ass bag. They gave everybody huge bags too, so people were just like snipping off any kind of protection, like walking out with it.
It's hard to run an event.
Yeah, it's hard to run an
Nice.
event, that's for sure.
It turns
it
out.
was I think we did like 2 of those and stopped
But
for a good reason.
You know what you guys didn't do?
What?
Leak everyone's fucking phone number, email address, house address, title.
This was, I think, I don't know if the point of those things was actually get that information. I think it was just like make money off of ticket sales, but this is like 2005, so we've become a lot more sophisticated in our canvassing and data harvesting.
Yeah.